All right, I'm gonna get started. Final chance to go and have a wank or whatever the hell you're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I did it when we started, so I'm good.
Oh, thank God. See, I did that when I heard your voice. I didn't want to tell you. I just,
Well,
because
you need
that's what made me
inspiration.
go in. Yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
because I'm like just catch my breath now because we've been going for like a minute here, so yeah, I'm well into the refractory period now.
Oh God, one day we need to have a conversation about refractory periods.
I was actually
it
about
has
to say like this is the wrong podcast, but otherwise,
Don't worry, just put it in your notes and we'll talk about it on the Conbrosations
yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah.
What's happening, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the True Gamer Podcast, the podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, along with the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
It's going great. How's it going, man?
It's going great with me as well. Today, so this is the very first episode that we put up on the brand new Go on, you want to say it? The true name.
Conbrosations. It's
There we
Conbrosations Gaming, but I am calling it Conbrosations forever.
That's the way that you're going to be able to determine. That's the way we're going to be able to determine who is an actual true fan of the show. The people who come like, oh, dude, did you see that new video up on Conbrosations Gaming? Who the hell are you? Who?
Yeah. What's that?
What?
Huh?
Conbrosations Gaming is the name, but Conbroplations is the name. That's what it is right there. So yeah, this is the brand new channel. For those of you guys that are new around here, don't know what's going on and looking at the place, you're like, oh Jesus, what's happening? This is like a brand new thing. This is where we're going to be putting all of Conbrosations gaming content. So there's a couple of things coming in the future that you guys don't know about. Any gaming news videos, any gaming live streams that we do, the True Gamer podcast, all of that is going to be coming here. So you guys have a place to find out all the cool, awesome gaming stuff that happens in the world. Yeah, it seems pretty cool.
And more. But before more, this podcast, as with all our content across both channels, is brought to you by our amazing patrons over on patreon.com/conversations. Who do we have to thank? I bet you don't have that note up. I bet you don't have
I do. The one time I have it. I'm getting better. Saki, the one and only, Comrade, Diogo Dildo, Record Friction, Catsbert the Friendly Patron, Dan the Man, and a new super bro, Jeremy, whose last name totally could be Renner, meaning that we're sponsored by an Avenger. Hey, how's it going there?
We're Avengers sponsored. We're official now.
Exactly. The next step is Tony
bro.
Stark.
Welcome
to the patrons, bruv. Welcome to being a super bro, I should say.
Absolutely.
You're an absolute legend. Thank you, everybody, for keeping the lights and mics on and the gaming going here at Conbrosations.
I do want to say, when I started that, I thought I heard like a panic click. I thought I heard a click, click, click from your mic, and I was like, I know he hasn't got it. All right.
No. Do you know what? As I was resizing Windows, but that I could tell you as soon as you said that, you were like, "Oh God, he hasn't got the thing." I was like, "I'm ready for it. I'm ready." Yeah. Just a quick note as well for the patrons and whatnot. This is a brand new month, so everyone's been obviously reassessing themselves, reassessing their finances and stuff like that. And we've said many times, do not stress yourself out when it comes to this type of thing. We totally understand if anything was to go wrong, all that kind of stuff. We're just happy that you're safe. That's all that matters to us.
Yeah.
Even after we said that, nobody has deleted their pledges. No one's gone back on it. It's gone up. Exactly. It's gone up, which is unbelievable. Thank you, bro, so much for sticking to us.
Okay, just because you mentioned it, right? I've had a few people say, "Oh, I wish I could be a patron and whatever," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, I just, I don't have them." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? Like, chill." And like, I'm like, first of all, you're hanging out in the Discord, the greatest Discord on the planet, linked in the description, right? Second of all, like, commenting on the videos, liking them, watching it, that is support. Like, you can, no joke, and I actually said this to, I think, 2 people, you can literally give us money for free by watching the video, but like, whitelisting us on your, like, ad block and stuff, because I know a lot of people run ad block, whatever, like, I get it. Like,
That is the way that you can support for free. Just watching our videos and being a bro. Just giving a like every now and again. Talking to us. Being cool friends. The way that you are right now. You don't need to do any more. If you choose to, we love you too. All of you. It's so great.
It's nuts. Like, I just was never expecting when we set out to like... what was it? Like probably about a year ago when we set out to really do this again. Yeah. And then in January when we set out like all the new Patreon stuff, I never expected people to apologize. For not being able to throw money at us. That's such a weird concept. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. It's cool, but like not what I was never expecting it. It's great though.
Nah, I feel you, man. I feel you. But thank you, everybody. Just before we do that, we have one more thing. We just have to thank our true gamers who support us at the $5 tier and above. All of you guys are also special as well for supporting this podcast because you guys are the ones that actually made this podcast happen. That is Record Friction, Saki, Conrad Gabriel, Diogo Dildo, I'm going to call him Diogo Dildo again. Diogo Dildo, Katz Bacoral, Max H, Dan, Jeremy, Alex, Adam Sunling, Furious Coco, Fishy, and Benedict Clobbers. Thank you, bros, for being such awesome people, and thank you for being true gamers of the True Gamer podcast, guys.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks, Senor Pantaloons.
Senor Pantaloons. So, gamers, let's get this podcast going with this week's topics, which include the announcement from Microsoft saying that they're going to show off their launch lineup of next-gen games, the current PS5 rumors and what that could mean for Microsoft, and the topic of the show, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is officially revealed, but will it be any good? That is the question that we want to ask here on this show today. Alright, guys, let's dive into the big topic first of all. The one that's probably going to be like the title of this video so people get to hear it straight away. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Got revealed yesterday. Actually got revealed the day before in a Boss Logic live stream where he was doing the art of everything. Right at the end of it, after we saw barely a glimpse of the final product, it went to Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming holiday 2020. Check out tomorrow. They proper cucked us.
Mans were watching like a 5-hour stream expecting to see something, not just the art, but like the reveal or something. And then they were like, tomorrow.
Yeah, and on top of that, after we got the reveal trailer, the cinematic trailer, it was revealed to us that there was parts of that artwork that were kept from us because afterwards, Boss Logic updated it with the hidden blade and all these other things that weren't in the art. It was just a massive cuck. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, agreed.
Then, the day after, precisely 24 hours after that was done, we got the cinematic world reveal trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The cinematic trailer itself, fantastic in my opinion. It was very beautiful. How did you feel about it, your impressions of it?
Watching it, it was great. Like, I will say, I felt then and still feel now that it looked like it was a trailer for Honor or like an animated Vikings movie or something, like, and when I say Vikings, I mean the show. Like, it's almost the exact same opening scene. But it looked brilliant. Like, I mean, it's Ubisoft and it's a AAA title, right? So the cinematic's going to be amazing. I probably wouldn't have called it a reveal. Yes. I would have called it a teaser because it revealed fuck all. But other than that...
The only thing it did reveal was just the setting and the theme they're going to go for. Like, last time it was ancient Greece. The time before that it was Egypt. And this time it's Vikings. That was the only thing they revealed.
They did reveal one thing, actually.
Go ahead.
That the other army that isn't the Vikings, they had the Terminator.
They did. That motherfucker was huge.
A truck. And just took an axe to the chest. Nothing. Got shanked in the leg. Nothing. Mate, crazy.
I'm surprised he didn't survive the hidden blade to the face as well. Right. It should have just been like, he would have done a T1 basically and taken out his eye and then put
should have pulled
glasses.
Away and underneath was like the red.
Anyway, so the trailer came out. It was a cinematic worldwide reveal of the new game, and we didn't get too much from the actual trailer itself, other than the fact that, as I said, it's going to be Viking themed. We're going to get very much Norse mythology and stuff like that. We've got the hidden blade. They showed it was on top of the arm as opposed to underneath the arm where it would be hidden and stuff like that, which is... It was worrying for some because it was like a departure from what Assassin's Creed really is. Other than that, we didn't get too much more. We had an English army. That was it.
It's Alfred the Great, apparently.
Yes, exactly. Now, since then, after we've had our speculation, and in that reveal live stream we did as well on this channel that you're watching this on now, our initial impressions were like, we didn't really get much. I'm not really excited. Is this Assassin's Creed? Is it not? I don't really understand what's going on. And then we got more information from the people who are actually making the game. The creative director, Ashraf Ismail, and...
Don't you mean Ashraf Email?
Do you know what? Did I say email in that stream?
I think you
Maybe
did.
I did. I'm sorry if I did. I mean, I don't know how I messed that one up, but everyone messaged me afterwards. They were like, Eddie, did you say Ashraf Email?
I had to bring it up.
Ashraf Ismail and Darby McDevitt is the lead writer on this game, who are very well known and very well liked in the Assassin's Creed community. They came out and they did a bunch of interviews. They did a breakdown of the cinematic trailer as well, saying what this signifies, what that means, and what people can expect. And things have started to change for me as well personally. I don't know how much of that extra stuff you've seen because it's only been like less than 24 hours since it came out and whatnot.
Tell me everything you've seen.
So I watched this in-depth 20-minute interview with those guys, the creative director and the writer, talking about what these things mean. Now, the story is of Assassin's Creed, but it's how this character, is it Elvoy?
I think it's Ivar.
Ivar, that's
to say it.
So, my bad. My Viking mythology isn't very. It's not mythology. Sorry, my Viking history. Sorry, it's Norse mythology. Isn't very brushed up and whatnot. But this is an actual real character, and it's about how he gets intertwined with the Assassin's Creed themselves. And that's why he wears the hidden blade on the top of his arm rather than underneath, because he believes it's like a badass weapon that. Why should you hide it? I'm a badass. I don't need to hide anything. I don't need to be stealthy and whatnot, stuff like that. There is also a really cool thing that made me sort of restored some hope for me and also some other people who are interested in Assassin's Creed, where they've intertwined this story with previous Assassin's Creed games. So it's not just a matter of, we're just going to get Vikings and now they're assassins and go ahead and then be assassins in the thing over there. It's more like they're intertwining it with the story of previous games, which sounds quite awesome in my opinion. I do like that. There was a couple of other things as well. They mentioned about how it starts off in places like Norway and those countries over there, and then they come over to England, and it's at a time where there's multiple different kings, and you have to infiltrate all of these kingdoms in order for you to accomplish your objectives and stuff like that, which means it sounds big to me. It probably bodes well for the next-gen consoles because showing that they can really flex their muscles.
Sure,
but we have said in the past that not bigger doesn't necessarily mean better, but it's some correlation at least.
Yeah.
But it seems more of an Assassin's Creed game. Like, they really emphasize that. They say, this is about Assassin's Creed. It's about the assassins. I don't want to spoil too much, Ashraf says. But there's a way that they meet, and there's a reason why he has the hidden blade and what he means for those guys.
I like reasons.
There's a good reason. That's good. That's good to hear. Good job. But yeah, it made me... It still instilled a little bit of confidence in me as opposed to how I felt after the reveal. Yeah. How do you...
I saw
you
a
feel
couple of
currently?
things as well. So before, I also saw that apparently they've confirmed you can play as a male or female character. So Ivar could be male or female.
That's true. That's true. There's one other thing I need to mention about that.
Go on.
Once you're done. Oh no! Do you want me to say it now?
Yeah, go on.
So the way they said, so in Assassin's Creed, it's pretty much you're a male or you're a female, and there really isn't any consequence as to why you're a male or female, they just they make these branching decisions that really don't make sense, and you can take the story of Odyssey in a comedic route when really it shouldn't be comedic, or you can take it down at a serious route when really it's supposed to be a little bit light. And that's why Assassin's Creed was a little bit all over the fucking shop and people didn't like it. With this, they said, okay, you can be male or female, but really it doesn't matter at all. We're talking about the story that this character goes through and how they get involved with the assassins.
Right.
That's the real story. And I was like, okay. all right, that makes a bit more sense. Like choosing whether you're male or female doesn't really, as long as it doesn't really matter. The story is what I'm there for anyway.
I kind of when I first saw that, okay, you can be male or female, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about a 105-pound woman in this battle scene. Like shield maidens, that is a historical thing, but relatively few, and they're pretty exceptional women, right? And I don't want to see, some tiny little blonde knocking out like a 6'8" guy with one punch. It's like you see in movies.
Yeah.
That really bugs me. But I'm pretty sure they established in the Assassin's Creed games up to this point now, the last one or two, that basically the assassins are pretty much superhuman at this point. They're like a special race almost to themselves. Yep. So with that being like the basis, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it works fine. We don't have to worry that like a little girl basically is knocking out these giant warriors. Like she's superhuman, So it's like she's basically Wonder Woman. Like I don't have a problem with Wonder Woman kicking Batman's ass, for example, right? She's super strong and bulletproof and whatever. And initially, after seeing it, I'm like, it doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed and all that stuff.
Agree.
They said, huh?
Agree. I didn't mean to disturb you.
And apparently they are bringing back the social stealth, where like you walk through things. So I don't know how that's gonna work, because I think a Viking's gonna stick out like a real sore thumb.
That's the thing. It was always strange in the first place anyway, because there was like a bunch of normal townsmen and then a guy with a hood in a pristine white jacket, and you're like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But I get the hood is like, he's kind of like, you're not very revealing. You're sort of hiding yourself. But a Viking isn't really
right. Like it works pretty well in Black Flag for the 1 hour of it that I played with you on Conbrosations Day or whatever it was. But like everybody looks, it's all much of a muchness. But a Viking is going to stick out in like Wessex in England or Paris or whatever, but I'm sure they've got a creative way to do it.
Yeah, but I think they do.
Yeah, I hope so. So, my position has changed a lot since yesterday.
Yeah, mine too. Strange, isn't it?
Okay, are you the same? Where yesterday I was thinking it looks pretty shitty, and now I'm actually kind of, for the first time ever, kind of keen on the idea of it.
Genuinely, that is how I feel, and I'm
so glad we're in the same spot.
I didn't think it would happen as well, right? And I thought I was gonna, pretty much how you're feeling, I thought I was gonna come on here and be like, do you know what, bro? My feelings have changed, and you were gonna be like, you're a dickhead, get out of here, I don't even care, man, fuck that shit.
I thought I was too. I thought I was gonna be like, it's gonna suck, and beef it out about it being an Assassin's Creed, which I've only played like an hour, and it was of the multiplayer when we did something like 3 months ago.
Yeah, it was the Australian bushfire charity stream that we did. It was very much fun, and we raised a lot of money that day.
Yeah, it was a really great stream as well. But that was my first real thing of Assassin's Creed. I know about the games, but I never really played them. It wasn't my thing. I've seen a lot of the Four Pillars stuff, but it's just not my thing. And because of Ghost of Tsushima, it's recently, and I'm starting to get really excited for it, especially with the news that maybe The Last of Us won't be what everybody was hoping. I've started to get really keen about Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Yeah.
And that's put me in this thing of like, I could really do with some historical set piece gaming,
Yeah.
And then, like all last night, because I don't sleep anymore, I was chatting with Rob, friend of the show, and so I'm a big fan of like Mongol history. I don't know why, but it just vibes with me. I find it interesting.
It's interesting to me. I don't know too much about it, but it's interesting to me as well.
If anybody's in need of another podcast once you finish this, I recommend Hardcore History, Wrath of the Khans. It's free. You should be able to find it on iTunes or whatever. Dude makes the history of this stuff just incredible. It's so interesting. But Rob is to Viking history what I am to like Mongol history, right? So he's super into it, and we've been chatting like all last night about it, and he's pretty much swayed me on like how awesome it could be, and I'm really keen on it, man. I'm like really down to jam it for once.
Three things actually I've got on my mind that I just want to say. One, like you said, I wasn't really too interested with Assassin's Creed and whatnot, but recently, while talking with the guys in our community and stuff like that, with James and Tyler and whatnot, I picked up the Ezio collection and whatnot, which is the one that everyone's saying that you should try and stuff like that. So I'm going to be playing that very soon. 2, I'm in the same boat as you, where like I'm really, really genuinely for the first time excited for an Assassin's Creed game. Like it could be something amazing.
Yeah.
And 3, I really want to hear you talk all about both the Mongol invasion and the if you can, this Viking, the Viking backstory to video games. I think that could be super, super cool. You should do some sort of video or something on that, because I would love to hear that. I'm sure the people that are listening as well, they're like, because I know how much of a history buff you are and how you like to, and you're a gamer as well. So obviously you're a True Gamer podcast host, because you have to be a gamer for that. But intertwining those two, I think could be really fucking cool. I would love to see something like that if you're up to it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna do anything until I've got the game in my hands.
Right. No, but that's cool as well, because then you could do comparisons directly to the game as well.
I'm actually really surprisingly excited for the. I mean, what was the last game I was excited for other than Doom Eternal? I feel like Doom is kind of a Nintendo. Like everybody knew Doom was going to deliver. It's just it's rip and tear the game, you know.
Yeah.
So what other game was I like? Have I been actually excited for recently? I can't think.
One that's come out or one that's coming out?
One that's come out.
I don't know.
Because last year.
I don't know if there is anything that was like that. You was kind of excited about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because it was Star Wars, but we didn't have too much on that.
I know I was gonna like a Star Wars game.
Yeah,
I feel like a Death Stranding's a good one, right? I was quite keen on it. It was I was really interested in it, and then I played it, and for me, I've still got it, and I haven't thrown it back in the PlayStation. It's just never grabbed my attention again, and so I don't want to get my hopes up too high for either of these games, either Ghost of Tsushima or Valhalla. But they could both be bangers. You know, I could see the top 3 games being Ghost, Valhalla, and Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you know what this year as well is slating up to be quite hot when it comes to Game of the Year discussion. We should do like a midway of the year in like June or something like that, just before like The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima pop and whatnot, to do like what do we think about Game of the Year so far, and then compare and contrast that at the end of the year when it all comes out and whatnot.
I will say as well, just because The Last of Us came up, it could still be amazing.
Yeah.
Right, like we did a video on the main channel about Naughty Dog and everybody being in crunch. Yeah. And it kind of looks like that's one of the reasons these spoilers came out. Where
apparently it was a disgruntled employee that just released the shit. And I was like, whoa.
So with that in mind, he could have... Like, the best lies are mostly truth, you know? Where, like, the best lie is... It's true, but, like, it's worded a certain way... And it misses out this one key thing that turns it back to being okay, you know? And it could be that, like, The Last of Us 2, and I really hope it is, could be amazing. I want it to be amazing so badly. I want some closure with Joel and Ellie, you know? I want some... The Last of Us isn't about zombies, you know? Yeah. It's about, like, an adoptive father-daughter relationship. Yeah. Same as God of War isn't about fighting Valkyries and that Boulder guy. Yeah. It's about a father-son story, really, right? That's what kept you hooked. And it could still be incredible, and I want it to be so badly. I am a little bit worried, though.
I've gotten more worried, obviously, from all the stuff that we've heard about it. I had the Ellie edition pre-ordered. In fact, I still do, but I'm genuinely considering downgrading it. And this is coming from a guy who recklessly spends money on collector's editions. So when I consider it, then it's like, oh shit, there must be something up here. Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say, if I was in your boat, I probably would cancel the Ellie edition, and I probably also then. And I still regret not doing this. I still regret not getting the helmet for the Doom Eternal Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
I really feel like that was a mistake. I should have
Think
got
about
that.
it. You could be playing games in your Doom helmet right now.
Right.
You could be masturbating in your Doom helmet right now.
Right.
Not into the Doom helmet, but wearing it and then masturbating it.
Don't
'cause-
tell me what to do.
I'm sorry. I can't tell a horse how to ride. I can't tell an eagle how to soar.
Right.
So
And don't you
I think
forget it.
I think those were totally made up sayings that I just
think
made
they
up.
are, but I dig it.
Yeah. All right. So let's bring it back to we was talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right?
Yeah, I think we
So-
were. Yeah.
So yeah, there are some interesting things that they've mentioned since that cinematic reveal that really didn't reveal too much that have boosted our confidence as we've been talking about right here. I'm interested to see it. Obviously, for those of you guys that want to get the premiere Assassin's Creed content, you guys can check out our bros lasers. There'll be a link in the description. You can go to Tyler as well. You can head over to Fishy. You can head over to Gerg if you want to have ridiculously bad takes.
Yeah.
Those guys, they all do Assassin's Creed content. They're all fantastic. Also, a new guy, Walshy. Walshy's been doing so good recently, and he's started up his channel. He's doing a little bit of Assassin's Creed as well, so go check him out.
He is.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about when it comes to Assassin's Creed?
Not with Assassin's Creed in particular. I just think people are going to be surprised that I'm, for one, not thinking it's going to be trash.
Yeah, this is a breath of fresh air from you, bro. Usually it's like, mate, it's all doom and gloom. It's all downhill from here. Don't even bother setting up camp. You're going to die soon anyway.
Right. Not only do I think it probably won't be trash, but I actually am kind of excited for it, and I'm probably going to get it. It'll be my first Assassin's Creed. I appreciate that, the hardcore guys, especially I saw James tweet out, he's like, this isn't Assassin's Creed. And I get it. I understand. And I've seen enough of their content to, get a feel for how those games are intended to be. If anybody hadn't played Uncharted and they watched your flawless playthroughs,
my flawless crushing playthrough,
playthrough with 0 deaths on both 1 and 2. If you've never seen it, you get an idea for it. It's basically an Indiana Jones / National Treasure Tomb Raider type game, right?
Exactly.
You know what it's about. You understand. And then if that was suddenly gunfighting or Call of Duty, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's not Uncharted anymore.
There's been a departure somewhere.
Right. And so I get it, but I feel like this is the first thing that's really going to get me into it. The Odyssey that I saw, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it looks really good, visually. Doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah.
But this, I'm kind of looking at it damn, son, this could be, I don't know how they'll do it. I did a bit, I'm a nerd and I'm a history nerd. So I Googled it, right? So I Googled a couple of things. So apparently the king in the trailer is Alfred the Great, right? Big guy in English history at the time in England, because I happen to know this. There's also a really good show called The Last Kingdom, and it was a series of books. I think that's all on Netflix. It's 2 or 3 seasons. That's set in a similar time frame.
Is The Last King, does it have, sorry to disturb you, does that have Vikings in it as well?
Yes.
So I think you do that. You keep on talking while I research something. No, I need to research something. I need to search Twitter for something for a second.
Yeah, it follows Uhtred, son of Uhtred, and he wants to get back to Bebumba. This guy really is. It's so annoying how often he talks about this stuff. So you're right. It's and this is the time period that Game of Thrones is based on. There's 6 or 7 kingdoms, and the one that Alfred's from is Wessex. The capital's Winchester. I googled the population of the country in 850, which is about this time period. It's 1.5 million people in the whole country. Today, Winchester has a population of 45,000 people, which is nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
That's not even a football match, right? So I don't know how they're going to do the parkour when a city contains 1 barn and a couple of horse stalls, and that's everything, and people are sleeping under trees. That's basically the size of the cities in comparison to it just I don't know. So I wonder how they'll do that. But it could be really interesting. And I will say as well, Viking cities, they did exist, but they were tiny. So I doubt there'll be any parkour in where's Christiansand or wherever the somewhere major, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I get what you feel. I get the vibe you're giving me. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they build settlements that are big enough to do parkour and do those big jumps and the like the eagle vision they have and when they get to the top of a spire and they look out and they clear the map. I don't know how they're gonna do that in this such a small sparsely populated area. Go on.
I was just thinking, like, if the population, let's say it's the same as today, 45,000, that's so small. It's one of those cases where, like, you know, where people go to places that says, and the common thing is, oh, everybody knows everybody around here. They're gonna notice you, not just because you're a 6'2" blonde Viking, you know, wearing a bear fur and carrying an axe and with a braided beard and stuff.
Yeah,
but because everybody knows everybody knows everybody. You know?
Yeah. They'd be like, hold on a minute, I haven't seen you before. Oh shit!
Right. Yeah. Vikings,
they're here. So I wanted to call out. So the actor who's actually doing the voice acting for, is it Ivor? Is that right?
I think it is.
Ivar is actually an actor in The Last Kingdom. He plays one of the Vikings in The Last Kingdom, and he's the main Assassin's Creed character that we're going to get to play here, the main protagonist and whatnot. So that's pretty cool right there. His name's Magnus Brunn. I'll put a picture up on the screen as well for the guys that are watching the video. Brunn, Brun.
Let's have a look. See if I reckon. Yeah, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
He's the dude from Game of Thrones as well, right?
I couldn't tell. I just thought, he's got a ginger beard, but
different guy, but ginger beard. He's a cool character.
Are you saying that all the people with just ginger beards, they're all the same? Yeah, they just all don't have a soul and they're all cunts. Yes. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yeah, direct quote.
I feel sorry for all the guys listening that are gingers. I'm sorry, you have no souls, according to Sheps.
Yeah.
And I agree as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that on Twitter. He made the announcement. He's like, I'm the lead character in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I was like, oh, okay, that's quite cool. I haven't seen The Last Kingdom, but you've told me it's fantastic, right?
It's really entertaining. I'll tell you this. I think as we're getting on shows and stuff, I think early Vikings is probably more engaging, more entertaining.
I've seen early Vikings, and it was and I dropped off towards the end. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
I'd say basically once Ragnar's not the main focus of the show, you can stop watching. He's really the real draw, right? It's good. It's as good, but in very different ways. And the character, the main character, you follow this guy called Uhtred, who is taken as a slave by the Vikings as a kid and ends up like basically raised by them, functionally a Viking, and taken care of and stuff. And he is like really like almost autistically hard-headed and just very literal and doesn't see a lot of social stuff because he hasn't had a lot of social contact. And he grows quite a lot by the end of season 3, but it's very easy to not see that. It's very easy to see him as, because like early on he approaches every problem head on with a sword, right? And by the end of season 3 he's thinking a bit more strategically, and is willing to like put his own pride aside to do stuff. But it's very easy to not notice that personal growth. But it is good. And if you're feeling period pieces and sword fighting and stuff, and you've finished all of Vikings, this is definitely worth watching, I think.
All right.
It's good fun.
I think I might check it out actually, because I finished that Money Heist TV show that I spoke about on the Conbrosations podcast, and that's left a giant hole in my life, and I can only fill it with so much Smallville. You know, I mean, it's I need to have other things as well.
And there's no reason to watch MHA.
There's no reason, absolutely no reason. Are you okay to move on to our next topic, or is there something else you want to say?
There is one final thing on The Kingdom, which is show. In it, there's a chick that just plays the witch, I think. She does have a name. Hot as balls. So,
wait, her name's Hot as Balls?
No, she is hot as balls.
Okay,
all right, she plays a witch in season 2, I think. So there you go. It's very weird, very creepy, but she's super hot. It's like one of those things where you're like, this is so disgusting, but they're doing so much weird stuff. But I'm hard.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're really hot.
All right. Look out for her.
Yeah.
So, the next topic that we're going to be talking about is the announcement, the official announcement from Microsoft that on the 7th of May, which we will definitely be doing a live watch along, so tune into that, subscribe for more stuff like that. 7th of May, Microsoft will be doing an Inside Xbox presentation showing off the next gen lineup for their new console and whatnot, which is awesome for one because we get to see some actual games for the Xbox Series X. But I have to say, we have to sue them, bro. Walshy, or was it Anton? Somebody pointed it out to me on Twitter saying, hold on. Did they create Inside Xbox before or after Inside Eddie?
Mate, and I was like, trademark.
Mate, that's it. Calling my lawyers. I'm sorry, Phil Spencer. I'm going to take all of those gaming t-shirts that you wear and I'm going to keep them all for myself. Thank you very much.
I mean, I'm legal basically for us, and I don't see a difference. I think that's 100% copyright. Let's copyright strike the stream.
I'm gonna do it. One sec. You talk while I do that in the background.
Let's do that.
No. So how do you feel about this? Go. Sorry, was you gonna say something just there? Go on.
Oh, I was basically gonna carry on. I think they've said they're not gonna show any first party titles though.
Oh, shit, hold on. I've got the tweet here. Let me read the tweet word for word. It says, You want to see games for the Xbox Series X? We want to show you games for the Xbox Series X. A first look next-gen gameplay from our global developers partners within Inside Xbox on Thursday, May 7th at 8 a.m. PDT. So you're right. They don't say anything. They said global developer partners. Now, that does sound third-party-ish to me. But surely, this Halo is launching with this console in a matter of months. They have to show this goddamn game.
They had better. And
or there'll be hell to pay. Valhalla!
I just think, how hard does it say if you've been waiting, like Master Chief Returns or something like that?
Right.
You know, just come on, man. You can tease and really get the attention up. You have all the eyeballs. Even me, who's not going to get one, I want to know. You know?
Do you know what I'm most excited for? Because the third-party games are going to be similar to like PlayStation. They're not going to be too much difference. But above all of, excluding all of that, we're technology nerds. We're gaming nerds. We want to see the most awesome games running at the most amazing settings on a console, which is something that hasn't been possible for a very, very, very long time. That's what we want to see. And I'm most interested to see the next Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is going to be gameplay, by the way, at this event. I want to see it with full ray tracing, with like 4K textures and all that shit. I want that beam to my eyeballs and I want to have a fucking orgasm.
I will say, I feel like the gameplay reveal, because that's what I would call the reveal, not the teaser.
Yes.
is, for me, probably going to be the make or break for whether or not I'm actually going to get the game.
I think so too.
I'm going to want to see... I know what they're going to do. They're going to show us him climbing over some random stuff and a bit of fighting. And look how smooth it is, and look at all the fancy, like the ray tracing, like you say. I want to see like the little bits in between. Like have a rough idea of kind of what's going on in the story, just a little bit, like a tease of it, how the social stealth's going to work. And to see a couple of like major areas. And then I think as long as they don't blow it, all they have to do is not frick up, you know, and I'll probably get it.
I agree. We're pretty much... It's so weird that because we're not massive Assassin's Creed fans. We're not massive Assassin's Creed YouTubers. But
if
recently...
asked me yesterday, just after we watched it, actually, I think we were on live stream. I said, this looks shit. I'm not interested. Yeah. It's not Assassin's Creed. It looks like an update or a DLC For Honor. And then within 24 hours, I'm like, you know what? This could be really fun. I'm really digging, like, could do with a historical, a piece.
I saw your tweet as well. It's like, the new For Honor DLC looks great. And I was laughing. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, God, this is gold. This is gold right here.
Like, for the record, I don't take that back. It does look like that. But, I would hate to get this game and really enjoy it. I would hate for this to be my game of the year. You know, not only because that would suck, because I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk, but to have to eat that much crow.
Yes. I want people to go back, get those tweets from yesterday, get those things from yesterday and the day before, how it looked, right? And just save them. And then when it comes to Assassin's Creed launching, it's like, just playing Assassin's Creed on launch day with my new PS5. And it's like, Sheps, do you remember this, and this? It's like, oh God. Hey, they do it to me. They should do it to you every now and again.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just scrolling through Twitter because you mentioned it, and I'm coming past some of like the Boss Logic art and stuff. And do you know what would be cool? Because I've been watching both James and Ethan recently played some more Black Flag, and I jump on the streams every now and again. And one of the things that looks cool in Black Flag is the ship battles. I think you could probably still get that in this because they're a seafaring people, right?
I think so too. And the Darby McDevitt, we're back to Assassin's Creed. Darby McDevitt, he was the lead writer on Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Mm-hmm. So his whole thing, and he might have taken some of those creative elements, those things that he liked from working with Black Flag, and put it into this game. And like you said, like Vikings, they're seafair characters and whatnot. So possibly we could get some of that, which would be awesome, I think. Awesome.
Mate, that's a big reveal for your gameplay reveal, you know, like... Anyway, what else what have they confirmed anything else that's going to be at the Xbox reveal?
Literally nothing. Like, that was the only thing. There was one thing as well, actually, Assassin's Creed Microsoft related, where just after they were done, the Assassin's Creed Twitter account confirmed that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be smart delivery compatible with the Xbox Series X. Mm-hmm. So for those of you guys that don't know, smart delivery is where if you was to buy the Xbox One version of the game and then you upgrade to the Xbox Series X, you can just put that game into the Xbox Series X and you'll get the awesome Series X version downloaded to your Xbox Series X.
Are you saying that they're going to do that for Assassin's Creed?
They are, yes. They've confirmed that they will be doing that. Yeah.
That is surprising.
That is. But I tell you what doesn't, because I was just like you. My initial reaction was like, oh, I didn't think that many people would actually use this. But we saw what happened at the end of the cinematic trailer. Xbox Series X, play this on Xbox, play it there. Yeah. Basically, Xbox funded them. They said, all right, we'll give you this much if you make your game smart delivery compatible, and we'll do your reveal and stuff like that. And we'll show off your game at the Xbox Series X reveal. Everyone's going to be watching that, sure, right? Come on. Mm-hmm. So they paid for that, basically. I'll be interested to see how many developers independently just come out and go, we want to smart delivery for your thing over here, which... Yeah. I mean, they've taken games off of other services, like Activision games have come off of GeForce Now and things like that because they can't make any extra money on there. Why would they do stuff that would actually cost them money, you know? Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
That's the little bit of information anyway to add to that, but it's cool to see. Do you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, I mean... Oh, actually, slight add-on to this. I saw that Sony have said they're going to do their reveal in June. So it's about a month away, almost a month after Xbox. I think it was June 6th.
So that was the next topic right here. So it's not officially confirmed, but that's the rumor going round right now that the next reveal event for PlayStation, supposedly going to be revealing the PlayStation 5, is supposed to be happening on June 4th. That's the rumor at the moment. There was supposed to be a May reveal, but because of this whole COVID-19 thing, everything's been thrown out of whack, and they've kind of delayed that just a little bit. Now, it is a fair distance away from Microsoft's one, which... To be fair, for PlayStation was never going to be an issue, even if it was on the same day or the day after or whatever it was going to be.
In fact, I think we actually spoke about this. Was it on the last True Gamer where I said you can afford to do this if Microsoft come out first? As Sony, you should wait a really long time. You don't do what they did with the controller, where Xbox came the next day. You know, right? That's a bad move, and it might work for Sony, but it won't work for Xbox. But if you're Sony, you keep the silence because then it will build expectation. So leaving it a month, like, oh, what are they going to do? It also gives them way more time to prepare. They can see what Xbox brings and then just up it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have a whole hardware console to show off. So they've got the big swinging jackhammer just waiting to throw at any moment. Whereas Xbox, don't get me wrong, the games are what we want to see, but sooner or later we're going to be like, okay, so I can see this anytime online, or I can see my favorite YouTuber playing this. Whereas the console... there's no way someone can describe to you the console or show you the console over video and you feel like you have it in your hands. You know. So that's the rumor at the moment. That was just a rumor wrap up. And they're also with this rumor, the person who leaked this information, who previously leaked a bunch of good information for the Nintendo Direct, so, to sort of make people think, okay, maybe this guy knows something. He also says that the price of the console will be what we said, between $450 and $500. That's what he's saying there. Of course, we've heard all numbers in the world now.
Yep, and like you said, that could be the price they're going for. Again, I don't think this would be good for gaming and gamers, but if you're Sony, you release everything and say, yeah, it's going to be $450 or whatever, or $500, and then on release day you instruct all your retailers like $399.
Yeah,
and you just
it would
eat
be
the
great.
cost. You just eat that difference, you know.
Let's talk candidly a little bit here. Like, what?
I mean, good, because I've been holding back.
You've been very professional right here.
Yeah,
You've been like, okay, I will not say anything rude right now. But what do you think is actually going to, like, genuinely see going to happen? Like, not what we feel like what we want to happen, but what we think is actually going to happen. Lay that shit out for me.
For what?
For PlayStation. For PlayStation. So, like, they see the Xbox now, they're in their reveal for their game and whatnot. What's the next move by Sony?
They either will or won't show the console. I know it sounds really dumb, but it depends, right? It depends how much attention they get. It depends how close we are. It depends if they're going to do another reveal, because they may want to. I reckon I'd be better at predicting what they'll do after we see Xbox's stuff, right? Because then we'll know what Sony can really afford to show us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, it could be one of two things. It could be a console reveal with some games. It could be something that I would really enjoy would be another hardware display. Like, you remember with the PS4, they dropped all those balls on a map. Yeah.
We're nerds though. we like to see that stuff, and also we can understand it as well.
Yeah. So it could be one of those two things. I really think it'll be that. I doubt they'll do anything first party. What first party titles? I was just gonna
say. So the coincidentally, this is a totally separate. This doesn't count as a leak because it's official. PlayStation UK magazine released the front cover of their next magazine, and it shows a bunch of things. I'll read them out to you. I have a tab. Here we go. So it's the picture of the DualSense 5 on the main screen, and it says everything you need to know about the DualSense controller. Talks all about the details, and in the bottom corner it says "Revealed!" The surprising Horizon Zero Dawn sequel.
Oh, yeah.
So these guys have kind of like accidentally confirmed the existence and reveal of the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. That is good. And this issue is going to be releasing on the 2nd of June. So we have to be seeing the gameplay and the actual reveal of it before or maybe at this event if it happens on the 4th of June.
That could be a shout. That could be a real shout. I think Horizon Zero Dawn is a AAA first party. Like, everybody's aware of it, you know? It's one of those things that even I, who didn't enjoy the game overall, let me rephrase that. I didn't enjoy the story.
Yes.
And characters. I enjoyed the game. I think the game's great. I love the visuals. I love the robo-dinosaur thing. It's, oh man, so good.
I think it's going to be
story.
I think it's going to be really cool to show off the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
I think they're going to... Could you imagine? They're going to be like, okay, so this is a brand new next-gen title. It's going to be on the PS5, and there's going to be, obviously, a dedicated version for PlayStation 5, a dedicated version for PS4. And look at these robo-dinosaurs on the 10.3 teraflops of power that we've got in the PS5.
Calling it now. We'll see a robo-triceratops. Calling it now.
Oh shit, that would be so good.
Cool.
Do you know what I want? So we had for those of you guys that have played Horizon Zero Dawn, the Seekers, was it? The ones that looked like essentially tiny velociraptors and whatnot that didn't actually hurt you, but they would just like bump into you and stuff like that?
The Seekers? I swear those are giant velociraptors. Hold on.
They were the ones that were like small. No, Watchers. Sorry, Watchers.
I was going to
say. Yeah, the Watchers, they were like smaller. They were about Aloy's height, maybe a little bit bigger, obviously. I want full-on velociraptors, because when I think of dinosaurs, I think the velociraptor. I don't want to be anywhere near one of those fuckers because they are ferocious.
For sure.
I want something on that level of ferocious but robot version. Obviously, the T-Rex one that they had, the Thunder Jaw, that was incredible. But I would love to see an awesome gameplay on the PS5 with all those stunning ray tracing graphics, all those particulates. Oh, I can't wait for it.
Though, because I did play it and beat it. No spoilers, but you end it and it kind of feels like that's the end of what's going wrong. So I wonder what the next one's gonna be. Like, I'll say this, overall, I like the basic premise of the story. I wanted to really like Aloy.
Maybe they'll make her develop for yourself anyway. Like, I didn't have... Sorry, I'm dying. Okay, I took a sip. Okay. So, for yourself, the story didn't go above and beyond like it did for some people. Maybe they'll develop her a lot more in this sequel. Maybe it'll be something that you can be happy about.
My big issue is Aloy. I wanted to like her so bad. I feel like she doesn't change or grow really at all. It's just Aloy in situation A, Aloy in situation B, right? There's no... I wanted to see her have to adapt and grow. Like, we see, like, Kratos is so different by the end of God of War. Like,
completely.
He's a different character entirely. And so is Atreus.
Yeah,
literally a different character. I would like to see that, I suppose, but that's nothing to do with the hardware. So I wonder what they'll do with the story. That's definitely something you reveal. We might even, depending on what happens with Xbox's thing and how much time and space Sony think they've got, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get, like, here's a hardware show, like, look at all the amazing stuff the unit can do. Look at Horizon 1 Dawn, and then we don't see the console. I bet they could keep it under wraps.
No.
Yeah, for like another. If I was them, I'd leave it like 3 weeks.
The worst part is that you came out and you said it. You came out and you fucking said it.
3 weeks.
You son of a bitch.
I'd leave it 3 weeks, and then I'd just drop a picture on Twitter.
Mate, the thing is, that would work.
Explode. It would
for
fucking
them,
explode, and you know it would.
For them, it would. That's the thing. It would. For anything would work because they're literally at the moment they're untouchable. They are literally untouchable.
Yeah.
But the fucking problem is that means that we have to wait. How long have we waited already?
I know.
God damn it.
I'll tell you as well, I'd make it even worse. I would literally, because I do love this emoji, I would tweet if I was in control of the thing. It would be like 1 or 2 pictures of it and the caption, just the eyes emoji, and that would be it. You just drop it so at like 3 a.m.
And the problem is that you're really good at PR stuff, so you know how to do this shit. Dude, my balls are bluer than the light on the DualSense. How much more how much more can I take? I'm going to fucking explode.
It's crazy. But, I mean, that's what I would do. I would show off hardware type stuff. Like, I'd show off the ray tracing. If it can actually do the 8K, like, maybe you show that. You show the ray tracing. You show, like, Horizon Zero Dawn. Ideally, you show it compared to, like, the PS4 or the PS4 Pro. Probably a base model PS4. You say, look, this is our previous flagship, which isn't technically a lie, but it's also not exactly true.
Yeah.
This is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is that game on the next thing. And this is its successor. You know,
I think
you don't
they
show
need to
fucking
go
load times. You don't show the load times of your flagship console, Microsoft.
It's like, this is the PS5, and look at how shit the PS4 is. No, They won't do that. They won't do that. Do you know what they need to do? This is my theory of how things are going to go and how they should do it. They should... We've had enough. I've had fucking enough, and I'm pissed off that you said that they could just leave it another 3 weeks afterwards. Yeah. I'm pissed off. They should go, okay, here's Horizon Zero Dawn. They literally start with Horizon Zero Dawn playing. They're like, oh my god, beautiful graphics, the grass physics, the hair physics, the ray tracing, it looks beautiful. It's just straight into the action, like the next gen Thunderjaw, whatever the hell the next big enemy that they come up with in the game, starts attacking, just mercilessly trying to go after Aloy. Aloy doing what she has to do. Apparently in the next game is going to have a co-op element as well, so you can have this other guy that comes in that helps her out and fights this Thunderjaw together. They tie her down. Yeah, apparently that's the rumor. It's only a rumor at the moment. We don't know, but
so this other guy comes in and ties Aloy down.
Ties Aloy down and gives her a good, you know what, a good lesson in how to take down these robots. What were you thinking? I don't know what you're thinking. But he comes in and he helps Aloy to take down this gigantic robot, and you just hear it's very like touching moment where it's sort of like they're working together, and you see the reveal of Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And then it just, whoever it is, comes out onto this CG stage that's going to be there, because obviously we're all doing this over the internet now because of COVID-19.
Get Kate Mara, who's a hot redhead, you know?
Kate Mara, that would be good as well. Fucking after watching The Martian as well, Jesus Christ. They come out and they go, guys, we know you've been waiting so patiently for the plans of the next gen console. I just want you guys to say that the wait is over. Here it is. The PlayStation 5, and they fucking show the console. They need to show the console now.
Because if they would be even better.
If they show the console, then that will be the talk of the town until it releases. If
sure.
they continue waiting, then it's only more time for us to talk about their competitors and whatever else is going on.
Maybe the other side. The other side of that, because I'm really digging the reveal, but then they just pull out an actual dual DS5. Like, that's it. We know you want to see it, and they just show the physical DS5, like how it looks.
They do. Do you remember the Shuhei Yoshida?
Yeah.
Do you remember Shuhei Yoshida for the first E3 after they revealed the PS4? He was sitting down on stage facing the giant projector screen, and he was playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
And people were like, and I think we hadn't seen the console yet, I don't think. I don't remember how it went. But he was playing it, and all you saw was the DualShock 4 and the glow of the blue light behind it.
Yeah.
It's literally, they're going to pull out the console and be like, do you guys want to see the new console? Well, too fucking bad. You're not doing it. Just puts it down next to him. It's like, son of a bitch, you motherfucker.
So good.
I would lose my shit live on stage, on screen, I should say, on stream, because we're going to be streaming this whole thing, I'm sure.
The thing is, like, there's two arguments to be made. One, they'd have everybody's attention. It'd be the talk of the town, right? The other side is just the sheer rage. Like, you would be so invested in needing to know that the next thing in like 3 weeks after when they reveal it, even if it was like 4 a.m, we'd both have to be up for it. We'd have to be. You'd revenge watch it, you know, because you'd need to know, you know? So, I mean, that's how I would do it personally, but...
You're a sadistic motherfucker, you know that.
I'm a cunt. Let's be honest. Yeah, you can say it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done many videos with you. We've spent many hours together. I know that for a fact. Everyone can quote me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the information, the rumors going around about the PlayStation at the moment. There's a few other news stories that's popped up around since this stuff has come out. I'll just quickly gloss over some of those. So recently, The Last of Us got delayed indefinitely. They didn't give it another release date. They said they were worried about manufacturing issues and also getting the games to stores and things like that. It hasn't been too long since they did that delay, but they have now come out with a brand new release date for both The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. I'm never going to get that.
What was the other one? Sorry.
It was that word.
It was The Last of Us, and I wasn't listening. I was looking at
it was Ghost of Tsushima. I think I nailed it. You nailed it. Shit. All right, guys. 2020, new year, new me. All right. I mean, they were fucking 5 months in, but let's do this anyway. So the new release dates for them for The Last of Us is June 19th, and 1 month later on July 17th for Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, so we've got those release dates now. We know when they're coming out. I am excited, I have to say, now after hearing all the stuff that we've heard about The Last of Us. I'm more excited for Ghost of Tsushima. I'm still going to play both of them. I have to say, I'm still going to play both of them. I will give everybody on this channel their like the review, the deep dark feeling, whatnot. We'll do a spoiler-free thing when it first comes out to say, hey, how's it going and stuff like that. I'll probably binge it in the first day. But I'm optimistic still, just kind of looking at it with my eyes sort of like closed. Is it going to be good? I don't know.
I think for me, I'm not going to buy it, at least not off the bat. And I'm gonna wait for you to finish it. I'll probably maybe jack your game. Yep.
That's fine. That's fine. That's what bros do.
But before I take the game from you, I'm gonna find a no spoiler review from like one of those. What's the opposite of being woke? You know, like the other side of that. You know,
right? Yeah.
Like not one of those like super blonde, pink haired types. You know, the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And see what they say about it. Because, for example, I think I'm a not like I'm a bit more not sensitive, but maybe like aware of these things. Like you don't feel any of the things I felt about.
I was gonna say
the story in Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
That's the thing. I'm very much just sort of like I get on with the game and I don't really notice these kind of things. But I do like that you come to me to tell me, because I'm like, okay, I see what you mean. It's interesting.
Right. And this is the thing. I know. I'm really glad that you enjoyed that game. I'm glad that the other guys enjoyed the game. I didn't. And those things, they really stuck out to me. And I showed them to you, or I explained it to you, and you said, oh yeah, I see it, but I don't like feel it. And I'm like, cool, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But because of that, like, I could see it being a case of you coming, you're like, yeah, The Last of Us 2 is great. I don't know what people were complaining about. And then I play it and I'm like, nah, you know? So I'm going to wait for one of those guys that's like a proper shit poster to do a spoiler-free review saying whether or not it is just like basically SJW garbage. And if it's not, then I'll definitely play it, you know? But
there is a... Yeah. Go on.
No. That's it.
I was going to say, I admire that, even because if you do hear troubling stuff, that is the logical thing to do, to wait and see what other people say, how the reviews go, and what the conversation is around it. I'm just such a sucker. I cannot be out of the conversation when the conversation's there, even if it's shit. So, like, you know how I say sometimes, hey, bro, for movie club, let's watch some so-and-so garbage. And I'm like, I like the garbage because it's a conversation as well. And
talking of garbage, we need to do some prime Arnie movies.
Yes, we do.
Like,
we do. Last Action Hero. Do it.
Oh, my days. It's on Netflix.
Oh, shit. All right, guys. We may have found our next quarantine movie.
Yes, I did. But like those Arnie movies, those prime Arnie movies, they're perfect B-movie garbage with a couple of exceptions. Obviously, the Terminator movies are not garbage. They're not even like his other movies, like Kindergarten Cop, for example, right? It's garbage, but it's like great garbage.
Yes.
Total Recall. It's trash, but I love it. It's so good.
100%.
The Terminator movies and Predator, incredible. Like, without any shadow of... this isn't a joke. They're great movies. They're amazing. And I would love to get Terminator 1, 2, and Predator 1, maybe even Predator 2, on Movie Club, somewhere in there. And some trash. We got to do Last Action Hero. Come on.
Yes, we have to.
I'm gonna Google. Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Oh, Commando, bruv. Commando. How do we forget Commando? Are you kidding me?
We have to. That's a must. That's like a cultural must. So we have to do it for Movie Club.
Mate, you know when they said I would kill you last? I lied.
I have to say, for Movie Club, we have a list that is just getting longer, and it's getting longer faster than it's getting shorter.
Conan. Running Man. How do we forget this?
You see what I'm saying?
Twins,
guys?
Twins.
Oh, mate. Danny DeVito. Oof, I mean, he looks like his twin. He just looks like it.
They're perfect. Jingle All the Way. I watch that at Christmas every single year.
Oh, yes. Jingle All the Way.
Eraser, amazing. Batman and Robin. Come on, it's a Batman thing. I feel like we need to do that one. It's the nipple suit. It's
always winterize your pipes. The freeze is coming.
I love it so much. This is so good. I'm looking at these. I'm trying to find a bad one. Sixth Day isn't great, I'll be honest. Collateral Damage.
Sixth Day isn't great, but there is like at least there's a cool reveal towards the end. It's like, ooh, okay, all right. I'm still not interested, but all right.
For sure. Yeah, I love those like prime like mid 80s, early 90s Arnie movies. Amazing. So good.
He's basically The Rock, isn't it? Like The Rock right now is doing any and every movie. And in like 20 years' time, we're going to look back, we're going to be like, Jesus, man, he did some really... Like, we like him, but these movies aren't good. They're good because he's in it, but it's not good.
One thing I'll say, I feel that, and I haven't seen any of like Arnie's sort of real later stuff, The Rock has actually really improved as an actor, but he cannot say no. He's like Kevin Hart. I actually want to... Let's segue away from gaming, right? Kevin Hart and The Rock will not say no to anything. I don't know how these guys get so much done. They never stop.
Mate, he's right now he's on he does. I follow him on Instagram, and he does a lot of like live hangouts with people and whatnot. And they go for fucking The Rock.
Oh yeah.
And they go on for fucking hours. Now, I get now he's got more time for it because it's a lockdown and probably people can't work and whatnot, stuff like that. But even prior to that, he used to do these. And I'm like, how do you be a full-time actor who's in so many more movies than God?
Yeah.
You're doing these workouts because he has to work out hours a day to maintain his physique and whatnot. He has to spend tons of time eating because you have the amount of calories he's required is ridiculous. A point.
Right.
And he has a huge family.
The Rock has not stopped growing. So we watched Doom for Movie Club the other day.
Yeah.
Like, he's still enormous. He's a huge. He's still a pro wrestler at this point, right? He's fucking enormous, super strong. And look, wrestling, apparently some fake fans say it's staged, right? It's all real. We know it's real.
We know it's real, guys. You can't fool us. We're true fans.
But these guys, real athletes, and there is no fake way to chuck a dude off a cage onto a table. That's just a real fact, you know?
Right? Drop him from a fucking 2-story height onto a table. How do you fake that? How do you fake that?
And so he's still enormous, but he's tiny compared to what he is like today. And it's so... And he's all natty, don't forget, right?
All natural, yes.
All
not
natural.
A single needle gone into him. No.
Right, exactly. Anyway, and do you know what as well? Kevin Hart, same sort of deal. Full-time, basically, actor, one of the top stand-up comedians in the world, which that alone would wear most people out. You know?
Yeah, I'd be done. I'd be like, well, I can't do anything else. I'm a full-time top comedian. Right, I've got no time for anything else.
Like, do you know how long it takes for them to get those Netflix special, the material ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like years of weekly, if not bi-weekly shows to like prep it and tell like what's the best way to do it and where do you inflect your voice and then they only get the one shot, right? Like they record it on a day. If they don't hit that day, they flub the recording. You know, they have to do it again. Like they still have to get the crowd going because it's still brand new to that crowd. It's nuts. Like it's super. It's really impressive. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Would you mind if we take this back to gaming?
All right, I suppose.
I do love how we go off and then I pitch it as if like I wasn't involved in the conversation at all, as if I didn't help with us going off track at all.
I will say though, like we get off on tangents, but I'm like, oh, tangent, 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 and that's why I never finished Skyrim.
Greybeards who? What was it?
I should... mate, I'm like, how are these guys doing this Fuss Rodar? When do I get that?
Yeah, when do I get
20 hours
it?
into
God.
the game, and I'm like, my guy just says fuss.
I love how there's two things that we're both known for now, thanks to our like live streams and us talking on these podcasts and stuff like that. I'm known as the guy that dies 100,000 million times at any shooting bits when it comes to any Uncharted game.
Shooty bits, yeah.
Shooty bits. You're known as the guy that breaks every single game and then blames the game.
Fuck you. It's on video. There's a record. It's not me.
Triggered. He's triggered. I love how triggered you get. And you're known as the guy that just goes off into not even side quests. You just go off into nothing when the game is telling you to go here. Mate. It's like, and I think that's also the reason why you break games. You get into a game and it's like, you need to go up that ladder over there. And it's like, all right, cool, I'm going to go to that bush.
Can I climb up this rock though? This looks like fun. Or can I get down this cliff if I, use Roach this way? I will say my pinned tweet is not just there because it's funny. It really describes me. Talking of getting off on tangents and playing games, and we did mention, God of War and like the Viking theme and Norse mythology and stuff. Yeah. I found the message I sent you in 2018.
Yes.
Where I messaged you and I'm like, bruv, and I actually didn't realize I'd got that far. I was at the Valkyrie Queen.
Yeah.
And I could not beat her. Bearing in mind, I haven't gone down Tyr's Temple at this point, right? I've unlocked, I think it's the first or maybe the second of the areas where the snake moves. Haven't gone down Tyr's Temple, don't have the Chaos Blades. And I sent you this text. I'm like, bruv. No, I sent you this text. Oh, is this Valkyrie Queen tough? And then the next... Actually, let me find it.
Find it for us, because I like... Just to give a little backstory for you guys, playing God of War, before he even gets into the like end game part of the story, he goes to fight the Valkyries. All of the Valkyries. Go on, read it.
Me. How strong is the Valkyrie Queen? How strong is the Valkyrie Queen compared to the others? Rah, never mind, she's tough. And then you, please tell me you've done the story. Not even a little bit.
Because at this point, I was like, this motherfucker hasn't played the story. I bet you. Yes, you haven't. All right, cool.
I've capped you. It's like the 3 dots you're typing. And I'm pretty sure the next thing you said to me was, bruv, you have to actually play the story. That's major spoilers. And that was the only thing. Because I would have spent 5 hours trying to beat her. I would have. Because I literally, I'm like, no. I think after that, before that, I said, oh, is there any strategy though? And you said, I think you might have dropped that you need the Chaos Blades or something. And I was like,
even when you get
the Chaos Blades. Anyway, yeah.
You get more weapons, you get more armor, you get those skill points as well, so you can upgrade as well. So by the time you get to the end of the game, you're properly equipped to fight this bitch. And this guy's like, I'm fucking level 1, I'm gonna go for it now. Fuck it, mate.
The worst thing was even the regular Valkyries are like kind of end game bosses, and I beat all of them. Knowing they were tough, I could feel, you can just tell, like, you're out of your league here, like, your guy should be leveled up and you should have extra stuff.
This guy's a level 20, I'm sure. I can feel he's a level 20 and I'm a 10. I can feel the resistance here.
But I got started, and then when you kill him, they mention the queen, and I'm like, what? There's a queen?
There's a queen!
And then I went and found her. Oh, my days.
Oh, God. All right, I'm gonna steer us back. I'm gonna steer us back on track, and we're gonna talk back to some gaming. So this is just some little cleanup stuff, like I mentioned. Cyberpunk got ratings, official ratings for the game, and in this ratings, they have to list all the things that it does that constitutes the overall rating of whatever they give it and whatnot. So, in case you didn't know, Cyberpunk's gonna be rated an 18. It's gonna be a full like adult game and whatnot.
Cool.
And let me just detail a few of the things that have caused this 18 rating. I'm just going to list a few of them.
I'm going to say, if I can't bang a robo hooker, I'm out.
Well, let me read out some of these for you. It says, weapons without violence, moderate or hinted use of illicit drugs, weapons with violence, criminal action without violence, description of consummation of illicit drugs, derogatory language, verbal aggression, violent acts, sexual pleasurement, consume of illicit drugs. There's a lot of drugs in this game. Violent description, exposure to danger, exposure to death corpse, bodily injury, foul language, sexual language, blood, description of illicit drugs, consumption or trafficking, sexualization, description of illicit drugs, consummation or trafficking, sexualization, which I think that mentioned twice. No, that's a slightly different language. My apology. Apparently those two things are different. Sexual exploitation, intentional death, nudity, prostitution, sexual relationship, consume of illicit drugs again, mutilation, intense sexual relations, suicide, and cruelty.
These are a few of my favorite things.
I'm like, you know when they do these things, if you've ever looked at these before, there's usually a couple, like foul language and moderate violence. That kind of thing. This was like 20 things they listed just there that said that's the reason why it's an 18. And do you want to hear something funny? One of the developers, the lead quest designer at Cyberpunk, Pavel Sasko, he quote tweeted that and he wrote, "Are you surprised? We don't fuck around." Nice. Which is unbelievable. It's badass, right? So badass.
I really, really want Cyberpunk to be what I hope it will be,
Yeah.
And I don't mean like the in my head perfect world. I mean like, based on what we saw from The Witcher, just basically The Witcher, but in Cyberpunk.
I agree, bro.
And I feel like CD Projekt Red, as long as they don't drop the ball, haven't lost sight of stuff, like they really could do it. No joke. And because I also suspect they'll do a third person update for next gen.
I think so too, yeah.
I suspect that once the game's fully done, like, how, this is maybe a bad example, but when Battlefront 2 came out, they had to make so many changes because they based everything around literally raping us that the progression model didn't work so well. But by now, the game's so polished and it's so good, And I feel like once all the patching and stuff, because there's always going to be problems, there'll be DLC and all that stuff. Once that is all done and we get the third person mode and all that stuff, I feel like that game, Cyberpunk, might be the game of the decade, and it came out in the first year.
I think so too. Game
You
of
know?
the next generation, right? Like,
Yeah.
because not to be the game of the next generation, you don't necessarily have to leverage all of that power that's in
No.
the next gen consoles. But if you can use it smartly, and also if you can add something that other games don't
Yeah.
do, that's what will get you that
Like,
title.
imagine, so The Last of Us came out 2013, right? So pretty much with the PS3.
Yes.
But I think you and I both agree, while The Last of Us is incredible, the best game of the generation, either The Witcher 3 or God of War.
Agreed.
One of them, right? But imagine both those games came out as basically release titles.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be hilarious for any other game. They're just sort of like, how the fuck are we going to stack up to that?
Right? It would really, really put the screws to these devs, the dev houses that are just like pretty much looking at UEA. They're just like, oh, just reskin FIFA. It's cool. Push it out and charge them full price.
There is one more bit of news regarding EA and stuff like that. Do you want me to? Shall I go through that? So this is regarding Battlefront. So for those of you guys that don't know, Battlefront 2 received its last full content update. There will be no more content updates after this. There might be patches and stuff like that, but most of the team has been disbanded now. They've all said their goodbyes. We've played it recently, and it's still great. Absolutely great.
It's still one of my favourite games.
Yeah, genuinely.
It's
I mean,
so Star Wars.
It's just so great, so authentic to Star Wars, right? It had a shitty start, but I don't think that's taken anything away from me, right? I mean, for me anyway. There was High Quality Potato. Let me just find his tweet. High Quality Potato. Yeah, after I said, Battlefront 2 received its last update, he asked me if it was worth getting the game, even now after the updates have started. And I'm like, if you can find it cheap and you're a Star Wars fan, 100% you should.
I'm going to go.
Such a good game.
CEX Battlefront.
How much is it? Yeah, see how much it is.
Let's see.
I also haven't read the actual news about this thing that I was going to say, but afterwards we'll do it.
So they're selling it. That's got to be the one from 2012. Gotta be. I don't recognize that.
Put Battlefront 2 and see if that comes up.
Yeah, I did.
Let me have a look as well.
Star Wars, because it's saying £3.50.
Whoa, shit. Yeah, that does sound suspicious, right?
2. Okay, so I found a different one. Yeah, I feel like this is it. They're saying it's... Yeah, this is it. £20.
£20.
First
it's
of
a bit higher for a game that's like... How old is that? 3 years old?
It's a bit old. And now knowing that the dev team's pretty much disbanded, however, it's mostly polished and there's not really any bugs.
Yeah.
Let's say this. If my disc broke, I'd go and buy it again for £20.
Yeah,
I like it too. So much. And also, you and I, we don't, especially just, I don't know, because we're older and stuff and there's real life, we don't get a huge amount of time to jam together. When we are jamming multiplayer stuff, like there's we could be jamming the Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone. We could be, but what did we jam for 2 hours yesterday?
Exactly.
You know?
Battlefront.
And how hype is it when you get the heroes? And oh my days, anyway.
Check out this channel, by the way. There's going to be something special coming soon. Just to give you a little about the price and whatnot, on PSN right now, $11.99.
Get it.
100%.
Get it.
I agree.
Get it. For
That's
12
worth it.
For 12 quid, call it $15. 100% worth it. It'll be $11.99 in dollars as well. So much game. It's so Star Wars. Like, if you thought Jedi Fallen Order was really good, I really did enjoy it despite every single bug. However, Cal Kestis didn't really do it for me in particular.
Yeah.
I just don't vibe with a guy that forgets how to jump.
It's like, wait a minute, I can jump.
I will say that I understand why the game did it, but that in particular really bugged me. Or like when you're going to a level and you can see you're supposed to be able to interact with that thing, but you don't have the skill yet, and you have to wait until you get to halfway through it so that you can come back. Super frustrating. However, Battlefront 2, so true to Star Wars. Like, I have no problems with what EA and DICE ended up with, the product that they have. I think they really did a good shot. It feels so good. Darth Maul, my days, so intimidating. Vader, so great. Palpatine, especially with his new skin, so good. I mean, so good. I vibe with the dark. I really like the dark side in particular, but Oh, by the way, the Darth Maul, the Robo skin came out. So he has his robot legs.
Robot legs.
You do need 5,000 kills with him to...
Dude, 5,000 kills.
I'm trying to think, like, if I go on a tear, like a real tear with Darth Maul, and this is what, maybe like a year or two ago when I was playing it more consistently, I was a bit better. Maybe 40 eliminations I'd get with him. Like, that's a real tear.
With him? Just with him? Because obviously you can get other... Fuck, really?
Yeah,
I was going to say 20.
That's like my biggest tear, you know, where I'm playing.
That's 125 games of you going on your absolute best.
Yeah. It's pretty mental, man. It's pretty insane. Now, if it was Leia, mate, I'll get the 5,000 limbs. Give me
gold
bikini.
Give me
Camino. Yeah, I'll just camp at the back. I hate people that do that. And the funny thing is, I remember we were playing at yours because I think we finished recording or something, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna jam Leia, but it was on like Death Star 2, right? Not an ideal map for her. And you were like, why are you doing that? I was like, oh wait, Leia's legit. And I think you didn't believe me, so I
didn't know.
Yeah, and I showed you that you could do this stuff even without being on the other side of the map. That was pretty funny. I think we went like 60 limbs or something. It was insane.
It was stupid. People just kept coming down this open area, and her bullets her laser bolts would like heat seek, and I was like, this isn't even fair. How is this in the game?
The thing is as well, like, it wasn't even like an overpowered spot. Like, there's one of those spots, is it Genosis, where you can be all the way at the back at the top of the cliff? Like, that's overpowered, right? There's nothing you can do about that. This was Death Star 2, and it wasn't even one of the big long line of sights, you know?
Yeah.
It was jokes. It was really fun. She's fun.
So let me talk about this Battlefront news here. So this is a quote from an insider who apparently knows about the inner workings of what's going to be happening with future projects regarding Star Wars at EA. And he says, I quote, "From what I'm hearing, there is no Battlefront 3. Most of the team at DICE are working on Battlefront 2 will be shifted to Battlefield 2021, an a game that EA are determined to make return to form following the disappointment of Battlefield 5 in 2018. And I have exclusively reported in the past, EA's next two Star Wars games are EA Motive's combat flight simulator called Project Maverick, releasing in 2021. I'm interested in that because I love the Starfighter Assault on Battlefront 2. That's really cool.
You're actually pretty good at it as well.
I am, yeah. In 2022, we'll see the sequel to Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order.
That's sick.
And in 2023, the deal between EA and Lucasfilms comes to an end, and they'll have to renegotiate if they want to. But that's really good news. We've got the confirmation of, well, not confirmation, a leak of Jedi Fallen Order, the sequel officially happening in 2 years' time, and a game that I know I'm going to be interested in, a Star Wars themed flight simulator type game, which is really cool. But it's sad that we're not going to get Battlefront 3 though.
I don't believe it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think the amount of people that played Battlefront 2, despite the bad beginnings and how they changed it, I think they can take that model that they have now, make it, update it, do whatever they're doing for next gen, and add in microtransactions, because I actually want microtransactions in the game. I think it's really important to get the support that the game needs, and to keep enough attention from EA and DICE on it. You know, because at one point the team for Battlefront 2, like in its darkest day, was like 10 people. It was tiny, you know, and it looked like really bad. I just think while they still have a few years with the licensing, they'll knock out the flight simulator, they'll knock out Jedi Fallen Order 2, and they'll knock out Battlefield 3. Battlefront 3, sorry. But going into it, not initially trying to rape us, you know, and make it so that it's not pay to win. You know, it's not normal progression system they have. But hey, look, if you work 50 hours a week and you only get a couple hours to jam, but you really want to get that Palpatine skin, just chuck like $3 at it. Here you go. You know, like, first of all, I think that would rake in a ton of money, and second of all, like, I really want another Battlefront. So
I do too. I unfortunately, and I'm going to be the one that's that's more negative about this.
It's good. It's
I don't
refreshing.
think it's refreshing, right? I don't think there is going to be a Battlefront 3. While I completely agree with you that the position that Battlefront 2 is in now, and if they were to keep that going, but just to take the same feeling and the same mottos of everybody who's been working on the game for the past year or so, to go into the next game like that and not be an arsehole and try and rape you like EA tried to do in the beginning.
Yep.
If they did that, it would be incredible, and people would completely change their minds in regards to both EA and Star Wars video games.
Completely.
Why the fuck can't it just happen? It would be so perfect. But I think EA are just like, no, just distance yourself from Battlefront. That was the thing we want to forget. Let's close that chapter.
It's just the other thing is, if you're going to do something like that, right, you leave in. So we mentioned Darth Maul. If you want his robot legs, it's 5,000 kills. You leave that. You make it so that you can't pay to get that. It's it's like 90% of the other skins, but there's a few that you can only get by being amazing at the game, by putting in enough time.
Yeah.
And then that lets everybody feel like, yeah, it's not paid to win, or I can, if I'm really going for something, prove that I'm dedicated. I can grind towards something. But then, maybe you leave, like, say, Rey's, like, maybe do a Rey Sith skin as an example.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy that. It's not canon, right? Or maybe her different lightsaber colors. You can buy those, right? Or Luke with different lightsaber colors. Yeah, you buy those. They're not a big deal. But if you want Darth Maul with his robot legs, you need the 5,000 kills, right? If you want the Palpatine skin with the red cloak thing, you need to beat enough Jedi. Like you have to kill enough heroes with lightsabers, for example. Let's say
need to be
1,000,
fucking Palpatine.
Yeah. And then you unlock the skin, right? That's the only way to get it. But the rest of them, like 90% of them, you can get it, Yeah, for sure.
I agree, bro. All right, that's all them topics that we've got to talk about. I just want to read out a few tweets from one of our bros, Amir the Synth Potato. This was regarding AC Valhalla. He summarized his thoughts, and I thought quite well in like 4 tweets, and I just wanted to read them out here. He goes, just some final thoughts on AC Valhalla reveal. The marketing for this game is ignoring every classic Assassin's Creed aspect very clearly. But after reading the interviews and all the info about, I have a lot of hope for this game, much like what we have and whatnot. He says, Ashraf and Darby talk a lot about how you do meet the hidden ones in the game and eventually, and everything. I've heard about Ivor and the story. It seems like it's very much going down the Black Flag route in every way. Also, the RPG mechanics look thought out this time. Ivor is confirmed to actually be a character, unlike Cassandra and Alexios, and all the dialogue options do fit with the overall personality. Very similar handling to Geralt in The Witcher. Already a massive improvement over Odyssey. As for the gameplay, that's the only thing still concerning me for now, and we should see that in next week, Xbox's reveal next week. I'll have my full thoughts when it releases. So for anyone who's writing the game off, please wait until we actually see gameplay. Very, very well said, and he pretty much summarizes what we've been talking about here. I feel so. Hats off to Amir right there.
Yeah, I hope that die-hard Assassin's Creed fans aren't disappointed in it, but I also hope that it's made for, I think James said something like it's made for people that aren't Assassin's Creed fans, and that's me, right? Yeah. So I hope it manages to strike a balance between keeping enough of the essence that the Assassin's Creed fans love, while also making it easy for me as my first title,
Yeah, I agree.
Like God of War 4 did that brilliantly, because that was my first God of War.
Exactly.
But it was a brand new story, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't think they have the ability when it comes to Assassin's Creed to do like a full reboot like they did with God of War, because it's not like everyone says, "Oh, Assassin's Creed, the assassin." Who's the assassin? Who's the assassin that you would talk about? Whereas when you talk about God of War, you're like, Kratos, that guy right there. So it'd be tough, but it's possible to do something and get people interested who aren't interested and still keep the old fans happy. Let's move on to the last part of the show, which we didn't do last time, but I wanted to make it a thing. I wanted to make it a thing for every episode. And let's talk about what we've been playing. Bro, what have you been playing recently?
So not Jedi Fallen Order, not that. Battlefront 2 with you.
Yep.
the other day, and I'm hoping we'll jam a bit more of that.
Yes.
And Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal, you finally got round to that. Tell us.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Early on, I was actually a little bit worried. I felt like there were too many options. In Doom 2016, you basically could double jump, and if you went to a ledge, he'd climb up, but it's not really you, and you throw a grenade, right? In this, you've got grenades, you've got the flame belch, you've got, the chainsaw was there as well, but there's all the weapon selection. You got all the character, the progressions and upgrading all the weapons, and that's improved. There's even more there. There's stuff that you can do to suit. And initially, I was like, man, I feel like maybe there's too much. But I totally don't think that way now. Yeah, I love the dashing. I love all that stuff. I love the. By the way, favorite grenade. What was freeze grenade? 100%.
Oh, dude, I do you know what I prefer? Don't get me, the freeze grenade is great. It's great for like immobilizing, especially those fucking snake bitches.
Yeah, I hate
fuck
those
them
guys.
To hell.
I
But I
would
would
rather
use
fight some of those. Like, I'd rather fight the the tyrant. Than those things. I hate those things. They suck.
Hate them, but I would favor the double, just normal like grenade and whatnot. I would like spam those in an area full of people and just destroy them. But I see that. But speaking of terrible enemies, do you want to tell them the message that you sent me?
Yeah, I can do that. I will say though one thing in favor of the freeze grenade, because I tried this out just once and it works, and I was like, cool, this is the thing. You can freeze things and then set them on fire, and they don't unfreeze. It's super overpowered.
Oh shit! Yeah. So you can like pick up armor and stuff like that.
And then I upgraded it so they take double damage and they drop health. So it's like fucking amazing.
Jesus, that's a fucking hack right there. That's
super
great.
Cheap. It's super cheap. I love it. So the Marauder, I was playing through. This is just before I first met him. I think you meet him for the first time on the Ark level?
Yeah, you're picking up Samuel Hayden. Yeah.
And for some reason, I just got a little bit lazy, and I was like, I've got like 12 extra lives. It doesn't really matter. And I just started dying a bit, right? And the worst thing about the deaths is it just goes grey for a second and then comes back because you got the extra lives, right? And so I didn't notice a few of them, and I ended up down like down to like 3 lives, maybe even less, 2. And then I meet the Marauder for the first time, and man, I struggled. Not like, for one, I don't think the Marauder himself alone could be a really fun fight. I think he'd make a great final boss.
Yes.
But with all the little things and that fucking dog that he summons, which, by the way, why does he get a dog and we don't? Like, we saw that green dog when we went to Argent Deneur, whatever it was. Why didn't we get that dog? What the frick? It's so gay. Why don't we get that? I wanted that so bad. That would have been awesome. Like, as another grenade, like you throw something down and it bursts and you summon the... Fuck yeah, that would have been sick. Yeah. So I had like 2 or 3 lives and lost them pretty much immediately because I was really having a hard time, because the pop-up shows you, it's like, oh, if you get too close, he'll shotgun you. If you're too far away, he shoots his energy beams at you. So I'm like, cool, find that middle ground. I had a real hard time finding it, and I kept like bumping into the little things, and I wanted to leave them up so I could have armor and health ready. I didn't want to kill them straight off the bat, right?
Yeah.
So they're there and they're getting in my way, and mate, he just rinsed through. Actually, I think I had more lives. He rinsed through like 6 lives, and I was down to 1. And then like the next level, he's there as well. It's like the very first thing. And man, I super struggled with that. It was so bad, especially because there's one of those floating eye things. They're super easy. You just chuck a sticky grenade at them and they swallow it and straight away. But I was dealing with the Marauder.
And his dog. And his dog, shotgun.
And all those things. And that thing, if you jump, it bites you and it'll push you off the edge because you're basically on a cliff. I struggled so hard on that. It was super annoying. It was really frustrating. Because
so now you understand when I said, fuck the Marauder, fuck him to hell, he's a fucking cunt and he deserves everything that he comes to.
I will say, I kind of did it to myself by not paying attention enough. You know? Also, that Gladiator thing, that was tough. I found that really tough.
Do you know what because I had to play it through twice to get the platinum trophy. The first time I did it, I struggled as well. I was like, Jesus Christ, what do I do here? And sometimes he does he does attacks that you can't dodge. It's almost like so like you can't go left, you can't go right, and then there's these energy beams that come down. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then in the second round, I was like, I know from all the experience that comes afterwards how to kill an enemy very, very quickly. And I killed that guy before he even did that thing with the 2 chains and then the energy beam down the middle. And I was like, motherfucker, you ain't shit. Obviously, that you can only do that once you beat the game and you understand how things work. But
I'll tell you, my big problem with it was I took the tutorial thing at its word, and you can't actually interrupt him when he has the, his eyes go green, the big gladiator thing, and it says interrupt him then. But you can't actually interrupt him. You have to do damage while he's attacking, and that falters him and he gets stuck, and then you can do more damage. So I would be like, I'd see the green eyes and start like pamming away at the shield. And I'm like, this is what you told me to do, and I'm shooting the shield. I'm like, this is never going to work, but it was the instruction I was given,
Yeah, it's so slow that way.
It was really bad. And then after a few attempts, I was like, this isn't working. I'm doing what they say, and there's no bugs or anything. I can't blame it on that. I am doing it. It's not working. I think it's just been poorly worded, and so I need to wait for the attack and then, whatever, and then it went quicker. But the Mordor can frick off. Also, I have a real beef with this game because it's super fun, and I want to know more about the betrayer. Like, we turn up, there's the betrayer, these guys seem to know each other, and it's just like this little exchange. The betrayer, by the way, seems like a pretty decent dude,
He seems like a cool dude, yeah.
I've been reading through the things every time you find those scrolls. Yep. I love that stuff, man. So good.
That's the thing about Doom, because no one expects story from Doom, but if you go looking for it, especially because they do tease a lot of stuff, it seems like there's such a cool story hidden behind everything. Yeah. And you just need to go looking for it. You just need to go looking for it there, man.
Yeah.
So you enjoying
it a lot.
Enjoying it. Good. That's very good.
I need to finish. In fact, I'm on the last mission now, but before that I went back and did all the Slayer gates so I could get the Unmaker.
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but I wanted it.
I remember you messaged me. It was like, do I really need this? And I was like, you don't need it, but if you do all the Slayer gates, you get it, and it's like an extra cool weapon you can use against the big guy. And it's like, oh.
You had me an extra weapon.
Extra weapon. There you go.
I will say, because it uses the same ammo as the BFG.
Yes.
And I actually asked Nirok because Nirok.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
But where the BFG has 2 giant shots, it has like 60 bullets or something.
Okay.
And I asked Nirok because he's obviously like a legit gamer when it comes to stuff.
He's our go-to guy when it comes to Doom. He's like so into Doom. Because
I haven't used it yet, so I don't really know what it does. It's basic. It's very obviously a BFG, but in that maker style,
Yeah.
Like, which I'm digging. And he was like, yeah, it's great for like single enemies if you just need to burn someone down. If you need if you've got a big group, use the BFG. I'm like, cool, sweet, can't wait to use it, and I'm gonna tear up this final boss. I'm just gonna destroy its ass with this thing.
Someone needs to clip that out.
Cannot wait. So yeah, no, I've been really enjoying it, and I think I predicted early in this year that I bet this would be a surprise contender for story. Now, it's not like Game of the Year contender, but the story in it, super, like, you can tell it's developed. You can tell somewhere there's like the story of Doom Guy for Doom Eternal,
Yeah.
And they've picked and chosen what they were going to show us and tell us and what they were going to tease. And I really like it. I think they've done so much good work with it.
I agree.
What about you? What are you jamming?
So recently I've been playing, for the past week, I've been playing Days Gone again. I didn't get to finish it the first time round, but I don't know why I stopped. I think I just dropped out of it. Like, it was just one of those things. I just dropped out and then never came back. And it's weird. I don't understand what made me want to go play it again, but it coincidentally happened a week before the anniversary for the release of the game. And then I started seeing tons of tweets. It's like, oh, yes, 1 year anniversary of thing. I was like, this is a huge coincidence, and it kind of freaked me out. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I can see why some people were like, oh, especially because the game, when it first came out, it was a little bit there was some quirks to it that even I couldn't excuse. I was like, the way it was handling, the picking up items, and there was that delay between it. I was just so off.
That was a big problem for you. You mentioned that to me privately multiple times, and then on podcasts multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thankfully, all those things were fixed, and now it's a completely different game. Now I would recommend it to anybody who wants to play anything like that. And there's also this physical exhilaration that you get when you are going into like a camp or whatnot. You're going to a certain area to raid some things, and then you hear just a loud bunch of footsteps outside, and you look outside and it's a horde of these fucking freakers, these zombie freakers. And then they come and chase you, and you're like, what the fuck do? I can't get to my bike. I've just got to run. And then you turn back and you shoot some of them, and then you like reload and you throw a Molotov. The exhilaration you get from killing a horde of zombies like that is like nothing I've ever felt in any other game. It's really, really good. People should check out this game. It's funny as well. I mean, it's not something I should expect, because Sam Witwer, who is the main protagonist, the guy who's Deacon St. John, we like Sam. He's very, very cool. That guy, God, he's such a Star Wars nerd. I mean, he plays a lot of like really big Star Wars characters in like Clone Wars and games and stuff like that. But he's such a nerd. I watched an interview with him that someone just did on the spot during an autograph signing. And he's just laying out the entire Star Wars saga all in front of him, like the Clone Wars saga right in front of him.
He voices Obi-Wan, right?
Does he? I think he voices Darth Maul.
Oh, is it Darth Maul?
Sam Witwer. That's the thing. I haven't seen the Clone Wars yet, which I am gonna do soon.
I'm strongly considering it as well.
Let me check this out. IMDb.
So I see this thing. It's on voicing Maul.
Yeah, voicing Maul. Okay, so he's
and Obi-Wan Kenobi. No. That's Sam Witwer on Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, so I think he voices Darth Maul. I think you're right.
Okay, so he does that Darth Maul. He's also in Solo. He does the voice for Darth Maul in Solo.
What?
Wow.
Okay,
that's pretty cool.
Get Ray Park back in, but
you'd think, right? And also Darth Vader's apprentice in the Force Unleashed video game as well back in 2008.
He's Starkiller. Is that Starkiller? Starkiller, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I
think so. And he's obviously he's the voice of I've forgotten his fucking name from Smallville. He does Doomsday, but his name is Davis Bloom. That's it, Davis Bloom. Okay. I'm not a fake fan. I'm a real fan right there. Right. Which is fucking cool. He's a great guy, and he's got good comedy as well. There's this one scene that stuck out. This isn't spoilers. He's having a memory of him and his wife getting married. And they're very much loners. They don't have too many like family and friends and stuff like that. The wife says something really strange, and it made me laugh. I literally cracked out. I paused the game after this. They're getting married. They're doing their vows. The Father's Day saying, you may now kiss the bride. And just as they're about to kiss, she stops him and goes, hold on. You can only kiss me now and complete this. Only if you promise to ride me as hard as you ride your bike. And I was like, the fuck? Could you imagine anyone saying that on their wedding day?
This was a cool wedding day. Hope their divorce is as fun.
It got me. I mean, it was private because there was only one other person that was witnessing this wedding, and it's for them. So I'm like, don't give a shit. But that was a very strange thing, and it made me laugh. It was something about the way they delivered those lines. I was like, all right, I'm laughing. I'm laughing now. But yeah, I'm playing Days Gone. I like it. People should.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you so much.
That's fine. Bad. That's fine.
I found the bit of Sam Witwer where he's talking about the duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And where he's transitioning, like Obi-Wan goes into like his original, like he's Ewan McGregor, then he's Alec Guinness, and then he goes back to Qui-Gon. How his stances change. And it's super interesting.
It is so cool. He's such a Star Wars nerd. And during this lockdown as well, because I follow him on like Twitter and things like that, you see him posting pictures of his like Star Wars figurines and things like that, things that he's doing in lockdown just to keep himself occupied. Mm-hmm. And he's such a cool guy. I mean,
cool is relative.
Well, we're not really the authority on call, so we can't really say. But yeah, I've been playing Days Gone. Hopefully I'll be playing this Ezio collection soon. I still need to complete the Witcher Roach mission that everyone's been telling me about. That's going to be the next stream on this channel. That's going to be quite fun as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm
going to send you one of the roach bugs, just so a video of a compilation of roach bugs, so that you like remember what it was about, because it's one thing remembering that, oh yeah, roach was a bit buggy. And then it's like seeing the stuff he actually or she actually did multiple times while you were playing, when you were like 40 hours deep and Roach is doing all this weird stuff when you call her to you, you know? So I'll send you that so that the mission makes a bit more sense.
Please do. I'm excited for that. All right, that is pretty much everything we've got to talk about today. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, bizarrely excited for Assassin's Creed. I'm excited for the actual gameplay footage for Assassin's Creed. I think that's where I'll actually make up my mind.
Yeah, we should be doing that, just again as a reminder to everybody. We're going to be doing a live reveal. We'll get on our mics and we'll do that kind of stuff for everybody. Watch the live reveal for all of the games and the Assassin's Creed gameplay and whatnot here on this channel. So subscribe for more. Hit that bell, do the likes, everything that your favorite YouTubers tell you to do, stuff like that.
Right.
And yeah, we'll see you guys then. I think that's everything we got to talk about, right?
That's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you later, true gamers.
Catch you later, gamers.